So to go, and now we're living in a beautiful home in Hampton, and the thing about our home is I used this when I bought our home, is I wrote down a list of things that I wanted in a home. I wanted to be by the beach, I wanted to be a vegetable gardens, I wanted a pool, but I wanted the studio overlooking the pool. I wanted little gardens coming into the house, I wanted really high ceilings, I wanted lots of light, I wanted white walls, I wanted a fireplace. When I walked in the house, it was exactly what I wanted, and we bought that house. And I'd written it down. So coming back to the goals, I'd been very specific on what I wanted, and I drew it to me. Now, you can call it luck, you can call it whatever, but it worked. So it didn't take much. And I had pictures of how I wanted the house to look on my wall as well. And those things have all come to fruition. So here there's a little town here in Austria called Hallstatt. And I always thought, oh, that looks like the most beautiful place in the world to go to. And I put that on my board, and since then we've been there. We went there last year as a family holiday. So it took me over 10 years, but I got there. These things don't always happen overnight. So also holidays to Bali and places, we've done that. Now, I'll just quickly explain. When I did this board 10 years ago, I was not painting. I thought I would like to start painting. And so since then, I've actually sell my work in about 10 galleries in Australia. I sold over 80 paintings last year. I've won numerous awards, but it didn't start off like that. How it started was I got accepted into an exhibition, and I was so excited. I put my 5 paintings in, and then we went back on Sunday and picked them all up because none of them sold. And this would happen for about a year. My husband would be driving in his big car, my paintings to exhibitions, and nothing would sell. They got better though. Every year they got better, and they progressed and they progressed. And I remember Ian saying to me after the second year, I don't know if you should do this anymore, maybe you should do something else. He felt so sorry for me. Now he's like, oh, how much money have you made? I'm like, I'm telling you. So it just didn't happen overnight. But you know, that's been fantastic. And I put that on there, and it's like I'm saying, these things will come to fruition. You keep repeating the same affirmations, and you have your visual boards. And I have this board right next to my computer so I can see it every day. So I hope that everybody goes away and does a board. Maybe you could do one for soccer, you know. Maybe you could do one for I'm the best osteopath in Australia. I mean, why can't you be the best osteopath in Australia? Why can't more people want to come to you than anyone else in the world?
I think that's why. But we've already been told we are. So.
Oh, well, there you go. So you know. Now, I haven't achieved this thing here, so that's the only thing, and that's just because it's a timing thing. We'd like to have an apartment in South Yarra, but that's when the kids are older. So, and I also just quickly, I did one for writing, and everything on this board I've achieved bar one thing. And the one thing I haven't done is win this race in New Zealand. And the thing about the race in New Zealand is, I did this board about 5 years, oh no, it was in 2008.
On her hand?
Oh, that's Zena, Princess Warrior, like she's strong, that's a symbol. It's the unconscious mind like symbol, so I put a strong female figure up there. Because you need to be strong to run marathons, mentally and physically. And just to tell you quickly, with this board, the only thing I haven't done is win this race, and I did go over to New Zealand in 2009. I was a favourite to win the race. I had some Australians and an American, I was definitely in the best shape to win that race. And talking about the power of mind, that day when I ran that race, I let that little man get on my shoulder, and the worst thing was, at the time I was studying neurolinguistic programming and hypnotherapy, so I should have known better. So I'm running along in this race. What happened was, we got there to New Zealand 2 days before. 2 days before the race, the weather is perfect. The day before the race, the weather is perfect. It's 10 degrees, still no wind. The morning of the race, we wake up, a massive storm has come through. It's snowing. It's massive winds, like just pulling all the cups off the thing. The kids were getting pulled along when they were cheering. And I just let it affect me. I'm there in the race going, what the hell am I doing here? Oh my gosh, this is so hard. I hate this. I just want to finish. I'll just run under 3 hours, that'll be enough. Oh my gosh, I hate this. And I was running at the front with this girl called Sandra, who is one of my main competitors over the years. She's like my nemesis. And she pulls away, and I go, well, just go then. And I finish, and I'm so angry with myself because and it was my biggest lesson. So I'm very thankful for that race, because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have learned so much. You see, someone can come here and tell you all this stuff like me, and I got told and I got learned, but unless you experience it and you're aware of it, it's not going to change. So I can't wait to go back to New Zealand, hopefully next year, and win that race. So that's just a little bit about that. I'm just showing you that, yeah, I'm still human. I still make that little voice. I have to like click him off sometimes. So does anyone have anything they'd like to clarify on the boards?
That's very hard though when you're actually, it's fine to sort of say, you know, get rid of the little man on your shoulder when things aren't too bad and you kind of think, yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, let that one go.
Yeah.
Right? But it's actually when you're in times of adversity and difficulty that is the most difficult.
And that's exactly right, Lou, and that's why the next thing I want to give you is to show you how to change it. So we've done the boards, but the second thing is to have the affirmations. So I call them, I've just said to Wayne, I just finished reading Kirsten book, and what he does, he's like the best Iron Man in the world. He's an amazing athlete, but he's also learned how to use his mind. He has these things he calls folders that he can pull out of his mind. He knows them unconsciously, he knows them. So the first thing you do is by rewiring your unconscious mind is writing affirmations. Now every morning when I wake up, first thing before I get out of bed is I've got a Spinal book, looks like this, and I've written hundreds of these, hundreds and thousands of these. I could have brought all the bags to show you. And I write 2 pages worth. Now you don't need to do that, but I want to put everything on there. I'm just making sure I've written everything. And I'll give you an idea of what I write, and then if you want to know anything else, you can ask me later on. But I write down, I am an elite athlete, I am a, say, 251 marathon runner, I am running in the women's Victorian team at Nationals, I am an artist and people love my paintings, I love to create. When people see my work, they're drawn to it and it makes them feel good. And one of the things that I get back from people is that I don't normally meet people that buy my paintings because it's through the galleries, but when I do meet them, they go, oh, that painting that I bought, it makes me feel good. And I go, oh, I'll write that down. So what I'm doing is I'm rewiring, but I'm doing it every day. You can't write it down once and expect to change habits and thought processes that you've had forever. You can write it about your work. You can write, I have X amount of clients per week, or it can be with your health, or it can be with, I even write it about Ian. All right, I call my husband Ian. Jack and I have the most amazing marriage, full of love. We're best friends. I write about the kids. Taylor and Alexander are happy, healthy, and safe. We are very close to Jacksons. I write that every day. And you know what? They are. Now, I'm not saying it's just because I do affirmations, but I'm focusing on what I want rather than what I don't want. And it works. And look, it took me 3 years to write down there was a certain time I wanted to run for 10Ks, I wanted to run 36 minutes. It took me 3 years. I had to write down 3 years. 3 years. But it happened. But I also did the work. So you can reprogram your mind. So when those little voices do come in, you've got the folders there. And you can say, shut up, because you can't have a negative and a positive thought in your mind at the same time. It's impossible. So when you get that, clear it and pull down one of your affirmations.
So your folders are your affirmations?
Yeah. I could tell you my 2 pages, but I won't, because oh my God, I've got things to do. So, and it's always I am and in present tense. Does that make sense? So, yeah, I can give you some if you want. I give you my email and you can send me some and I'll check them and go, yes, that's fantastic, or no, that's wrong. Okay, so that's just about the unconscious mind. And there's also, Wayne, how much more time have we got? I don't want to take up too much time.
For a couple of minutes.
Okay,
yeah.
One more thing. I'll finish on one more thing. To get these results, it's obviously not just about writing affirmations and writing visual boards. That'll tap into the unconscious mind. Then obviously you need to get uncomfortable. The only way to get amazing results is most people today want amazing results and put in a mediocre effort. They go, but I took the diet pill. Why am I losing weight?